flavored brake fluid sounds like a bad idea.
Mint flavored, any kind of vehicle fluid sounds like a bad idea.
Well, as from previous one, the last match cylinder wasn't good. I decided this one I was going to bench bleed before I put it in there. And I don't have a bench I can use. So I just used the big C-clamp I got. Old treated post I had laying around. Set it on a couple blocks. Cramped it down and put the kit we got on before. Ran it back in there. Put fluid in it.
That can just came from Amazon or something? That kit?
Yeah, I just got the kit from Amazon. Most auto places have them. At least they can order them. I didn't see anyone that had one in stock around me, but
yeah.
And brand new match cylinder. It was actually in a sealed bag. The bag was all sealed. I had to tear bag open. It's nicer than the last one. So
well, moving up in the world.
Yep, and good heavy screwdriver that you're not too worried about.
Hey, that ain't your huge, humongous flat tip
No.
screwdriver you use all the time?
It's not.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm seeing bubbles move
Yeah.
through that as you just pump it back and forth. And so what are we trying to wait for here?
We're trying to get all the air bubbles out. You'll see when I'm pushing out, you got air bubbles pumping out of there too, which is something the other cylinder didn't do. You didn't get blowback. So that's good. That means both sides probably work on this one.
Oh,
So
that is definitely something I can get behind. Then I won't feel so bad when I'm pumping it and I hear a pop and the brake pedal goes to the floor. Or feel a pop.
but
Felt a pop.
this one, I'm already seeing this looks better. It's actually bleeding the way it should be, as opposed to when I put these on last time and I watched the air bubble come out of this one while one came back in that way and then it flipped the other way when you let it out. So
It was exchanging an air bubble.
yep, it doesn't have the back and forth. They're both in and out. So that's a good sign. At least it's an improved sign.
Yes.
I'm going to let it sit for a little bit, let any air bubbles settle. It's supposed to be level. It's mostly level.
Well, that's the reason why they call you a junk mechanic.
Yeah. I think it's leaning that way a little bit, which is better than leaning that way a little bit, but
It's level enough.
yeah.
It ain't falling off.
No.
What do you want from us?
It's pretty close to level. It's hard to tell because the tank's at an angle. But sitting on level blocks on a fairly level surface.
Yeah, but
That's why I'm over here as opposed to over there, because you can see those pads are not level.
not quite a bit.
This one's pretty level.
Especially that crack over there.
Yeah.
But if only they created a device that you could lay on things and tell if they're level. Yeah, no.
I know.
That
I actually have one in the car. It's on the back seat.
what? Now it's my turn to go get it,
Yep.
dude. I'm a cameraman, not a gopher. He says as he grabs it anyway. You're level, so.
Yeah. It's leaning a little that way. Let's see. There, it's level.
Yep. Crazy Karl Projects, the only channel on YouTube you're gonna see where somebody demonstrate how to level a board by sitting on it
And leaning.
and leaning in one direction or another.
And watch the bubble. Just watch the bubble.
Oh Lord.
And watch the lack of bubbles in there, which is something I could never get to do with the other one.
Which is a good sign.
Yeah. I think this one's bled good, so I think I've got a good one.
Yeah.
Let's hope I have a good one.
Really hope you got a good one.
And they say all kinds of stuff. Generally with the bench one, they take all this stuff off and change it, yada, yada, yada. Biggest thing is you don't want it to all drain out while you're moving it. And I'm actually going to leave the tubes on while I move it.
Hey, it's what I do. Then again, I'm not a mechanic. As I said many times on this channel, my method of doing this is taking it to the mechanic and saying, here's $500, $1,000, whatever you charge me. I don't care, just do it.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any air bubbles now. Not even little ones. So, it's been bench bled good. Now, let's see if I can do this without making a mess. And that was my seat.
I was about to say, I didn't break it.
Front, come on. Pull that
Pulling the
out.
plug. Feeling the flow. Hopefully not feeling the flow, because we don't want air bubbles.
Yeah. Come on. Line up. There we go. You line up. And you line up. There we go. Alrighty. And now, box. My bolts and washers have stayed put, thankfully. I forgot about them and closed the hood on them. These made very good holders.
That is not a bit of a random advice. That's just a lucky.
Oh, come on. I knew what I was doing putting them there. I just didn't mean to leave them.
I would say hopefully next time you put them someplace where you see them on a regular basis.
Well, I did see them. As soon as I opened the hood, they were sitting there.
Red Green would be proud of you.
No, he'd be proud if I'd used duct tape to make sure they stayed there.
True. He'd be proud if you used duct tape to make sure that stayed there too.
Well, the project's not over yet.
I mean, we got rolls and rolls of it. Handyman's helper.
Remember, when my first video for this, I fixed the lights with duct tape.
Yeah,
With the clear Gorilla tape. Which is glorified duct tape. Waterproof duct tape.
It's just fancy duct tape. It's duct tape putting on airs. But it's fancy. Snoop in the air. If you're keeping track, this is a project that started in January. June.
Let's see. It was supposed to start in December, but then it got too cold. And then it was March before the snow was gone, the ice was gone, so I could start on it. So we started on it in March. The brake failed in November. Oh, and I need the number 11 that's sitting over here. Take my saran wrap off. It's been kept fresh.
What was it? Kept minty fresh.
I don't know. I didn't brush it beforehand.
And this is not a hair club for men advertisement.
Mint flavored brake fluid sounds like a bad idea.
Mint flavored, any kind of vehicle fluid sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah, we were a 10. Alright, now to put the cap back on. Put this in the most inconvenient spot for myself. Because that's how it works, right?
So if you thought you were alone in doing that, no, you're not.
It's a rule. I think there was some guy named Murphy involved with it.
Yeah. I don't think that's how the rule goes, but yeah. Let's reverse that ruling today. Anything that can go right will go right. I hear chuckling.
Yeah, because brake fluid's kind of slick after a little while with gloves and plastic parts.
A little bit. It's also flammable.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, I can go get a match.
Mildly corrosive, all kinds of stuff. It has all kinds of wonderful properties.
Yeah. Including stopping vehicles, apparently.
This will go quick, yada yada, yada yada, whatever.
It will give you an alternate vehicle while we wait for the fuel filter for that one.
That one still runs. I'd like to have my main vehicle back. I keep ending up in the field and the equipment's all in here. There we go. Now, paper towel, it's back there. Thank you.
That thank you sounded mysteriously like a curse, but I'll get you one. Keeping an eye on him. Here, have a roll.
Now it'll be a little easier because I'm not completely covered in brake fluid. And this is the expensive brake fluid too. Apparently a lot of people have been having brake problems. All they had left was one big bottle of the expensive stuff. I'm not alone.
No. If I got you a can of the hairspray for your head, the one that you spray paint your head with.
I don't think they even make that stuff anymore.
What was that guy thinking when he made them?
How to swindle the bald?
Yeah, probably. As a member of that club, do you feel insulted?
Nah, I don't care. I'm not that... I didn't spend any money on it. And plus, it gave me something to harass friends that started doing this 20 years ago. It may be karma.
You were buying your friends those cans of hair paint?
I always threatened to. I kept threatening to. I still have more hair than he did at that point, though.
That's not hard to do, but yeah, that's true.
And he was 19.
No, the guy who did that was not 19.
No, my friend that I started the jokes with. He was a college buddy.
So remember, he said he wouldn't be offended, so you can send your cans of head spray paint to.
I don't know. You're the one that has the account for the account.
The account for the account for the account.
Producer, cameraman, accountant.
I can tell you our accountant, we're broke. Please subscribe. We're broke. We have no money. We have no monetization. Please subscribe. We're broke.
All right. I'm just trying to get this where it won't drip on anything.
We have no money. We have no food. Our pets' heads are falling off.
What are you quoting now?
Dumb and Dumber.
Never watched that. It seemed dumb.
And it was dumber. And it's hilarious.
I grabbed the 10.
You grabbed the 10.
It's an 11. No, 12 is something else. I've got it out for a reason. I think it's the things on the and I've left this loose, as you see, because it makes it easier to get the lines lined up. I learned that last time.
Yep, so random advice, keep it loose until you get the lines lined up, tightened in, and then tighten it down.
The line's in the way of the line coming off so the line can go in, which this line's in the way of that happening.
I'm just as confused as you are about what the heck that even means.
Was this equal line dancing?
The line's in the way of the line to get to the line, so you need to move the line for the line, to get to the line, to plug in the other line, divide by the line, multiply through the line for the square root of the line of the dot.
3.3.
No, it's 42. Come on.
No, it's .3. That's the type of fluid you use.
42 is the answer to everything.
The front one was the hard one to get on, easy one to get off. This was the easy one to go on, so it's going to be the hard one to get off. There we go. Remember, take your plastic wrap off first.
Hopefully you don't have to use plastic wrap to do this job. I'd give you another sarcastic comment, but you don't look like you're quite in the mood for it right now.
I don't know if it's a good one. Better be a good one.
Okay, so I was going to say, if only they made something flat and sharp that you could use to remove that plastic wrap with.
I know, it'd be so convenient.
Good enough?
Nah, you lose a point.
At least I don't get stabbed. Do.
It's not tight yet, but my hands are getting too slick.
Oh.
I know they went out of business, but they might still copyright us.
Alrighty. But I wasn't doing that commercial.
Uh-huh.
Or would you rather be a fish?
Good and tight. Hopefully they're not leaking. They're just covered in fluid.
Although I bet that song's copyrighted anyways. Somebody copyrighted the Happy Birthday song. Somebody copyrighted that.
The Hokey Pokey.
And the Hokey Pokey, yes. If you ever went to a restaurant and they did the Happy Birthday at the restaurant,
Weird.
but it was the weird song where they all come out chanting and clapping. And it looks almost like a cult ritual. That's the reason why Happy Birthday's copyrighted and the restaurant would be sued. Which goes to prove there's a lot of jerks in the world. Just don't be one. What? Not profound enough? Now I'm gonna get stabbed?
Huh? No. I just gotta get that plastic wrap off. And here I was worried about not staying on. There.
Cameraman's watching the knife hand and slowly backing away.
Just throw garbage at you.
Just throw garbage back at you. As I run into this tree back here.
It put up a heck of a fight. It was gonna leave. I discovered I cannot get it up.
Yeah, this thing is here until we get I about said a sword.
We get a sword. There we go.
Oh Lord.
So the carport goes in, and I'm still debating it. I let them grow because it makes a privacy screen there.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of tempted, even if I cover it, leaving those there just for a privacy screen. Got a fluid in it. Nice. It didn't all leak out.
You had a lot of fluid in it.
Yeah. We'll fill it back up, and then we go to. Oh, let me go and tighten it down first, or I'll forget.
Yeah. You want me to pump the brakes?
I've got to bleed the brakes first.
That's what I meant.
And see, I knew I had 12 for a reason.
11.
I've had to use an 11, a 10, a 12.
All right, so the 11 was on what?
These things are 11.
Okay, and the 10?
Those are 10, and then the bolts are 12.
Okay, cool. So your actual mileage may vary with this, but the one we got from Amazon, they're 11.
Yeah. Well, the ones that fit this were 11. There's multiple sizes. And of course, they only gave you 2 that were the right size for this, and they're different threads, so you can see I've kind of chewed up the threads, but it worked. Whatever. Wait.
What?
Someone changed my direction.
Oh.
One of these ways, tighten it. I'm tired.
Yes, you are.
This is what happens when you come home after a long day and try to work on something. Because the nice days you have to work on it, it's supposed to rain again. And I'm actually going to go around and I'm going to gravity bleed everything to start with so it doesn't have air to be sucked back in.
Okay.
Which basically means I'm going to put a paper towel on the stops on all these and break them loose and let it bleed for a little bit to get fluid going down with the cap off. So that these lines have fluid in them. So when we start doing a pump bleed, we don't suck air back into the master cylinder and defeat everything we just did.
That actually makes more sense to me. I'm glad you explained that. I was going to say, it's like, okay, that makes no sense to me. What are we doing? Oh, yeah, because air is going to go back and forth. It's a vacuum system. Gotcha. I'm learning here.
Yeah. I thought about it long and hard after the last one, and it's like, it may have bled right the first time, but the way I did it, you got air back in it. And if you work that drive a lot, it's not good on the seals. So
I'm still blaming China.
that one was defective.
China. Or as Trump would say, China.
I've never done this way before. I've pulled master cylinders to find parts and then help someone else put them on. So this is actually my first master cylinder that I'm doing all on my own, other than taking one off. And so I use the same technique the person I helped many years ago used on, for in the garage, where you bled it out the side and did all that stuff. And I think it worked to bleed it. It just was a bad master cylinder. And the master cylinder seemed, looking back after how this one's behaved, the other one I think was bad from the get-go because it seemed weird, but I didn't really think much about it. And how this one behaved opposed to how the other one behaved, yeah, it never had a seal. It never had the seal to separate the two cylinders that worked.
Yeah. Like I said, China. Thanks, China.
Yeah. No, this was made in the same place. It's just a Napa Exchange. This one, that was another thing. The other one came and it was in an open bag. This one came and it was in a sealed bag. So, made in Taiwan. Free China.
Well, China always tries to claim Taiwan as a nation. They can't get out of it now. It is still their fault. They try to claim Taiwan's a part of them. Now they get to reap the benefits of it. Some random guy on YouTube is blaming them for something.
And that's still coated well with dielectric grease, so I don't have to add more.
Dielectric.
When you use enough of it.
Yes.
That's all nice and coated still, so that'll work just fine.
Dielectric.
Let me put it in there first. Watch it be something I couldn't get. This is something I should have done beforehand, and I already had it strapped to the bench before I remembered it. 8mm and 9mm. Those are the wrenches I need.
You mumbled?
I said, I've got to find the 9mm. I bought one, and I think it's in here. Or did I?
Or did you pull it to work on Sunny, the seal?
I have bought it since the last time I worked on here. It's still sitting in the bag.
Oh.
So I got to go break out a brand new wrench.
There we go, another tool trip.
Yep. Another master cylinder. Did it all the right way. It gone through and even bled all of the splitter valves, and still no brakes. Well, there's a little bit of brakes, but about like it was with the original.
So all these, this one should be by splitter valves.
Splitter there, there's a splitter down there by the, straight down from that.
Right down here.
Yeah.
That looks like it's got a little moisture on it.
Yeah, because it just got done bleeding it.
Yep.
And there's not much pressure by the time it gets down there, so possibly another bad cylinder? I don't know.
Could one of these be bad?
Or it could be bad valve because it has pretty good pressure before it goes into the valve.
So
it could be a bad proportioning valve.
So yeah. We'll keep you posted.
Yep.
And it completely went out of my head. Yeah, we've been doing this to him. Okay. Is that it for now?
Yeah, I guess that's it for now.
Alrighty. Well, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this, if you didn't enjoy it, well, share it with the enemies.
Yeah.
After all, why should you suffer alone?
Yep.
All right.
And hopefully I'll have brakes at some point.
Hopefully we'll have an answer soon.
Mm-hmm.
Or we'll set fire to this and record it. Either way, it'll be a good time for everybody. All right, y'all have a good one.
We can add an anchor.
Yes.